verse number 35 of Surah Al-Baqarah. Here Allah said, after everything gets over and now Allah, angels, Adam alayhi salam and Shaitan, Iblees is also there. And after that now Allah's response. Now Iblees has got, he said he has refused to obey and he was declared now as disbeliever. Now Allah moves his attention towards whom? Adam alayhi salam. And then from here you have an interesting matter. Here we said, O Adam alayhi salam. Uskun means dwell. Urdu mein bolna to sukun se raho. I mean just not dwell happily. Sukun se, with nothing to worry about, is called as sukun. So you will live in a place of sukun. Who are all going to be here? You just understand. You anta is you, and then zawjuka, wise, and zawj means spouse. Ka is there, so your spouse. Who's the spouse refers to? I want you to put it on the chat. And so far in the earlier grammar classes, we were talking about three things. One is singular, dual, plural. And who's the spouse refers to? Anta is you, is Adam alayhi salam. Zawjuka, zawj refers to whom? Eve, which is what? Hawa alayhi salam. So how many are there now? Allah is speaking with how many people? Two people. One is Adam alayhi salam and Hawa alayhi salam. So from here on you will see dual number comes into picture. So all verbs will be of dual form. So they are in the what? Jannat is heaven. And there is no explanation about heaven here mentioned. If anything descriptive about heavens come, then we will write it as garden for the Jannat. So now it is heaven. Wakula is also a dual form. You see extra one alif, lam alif. So which means eat. And then there is one more thing to see is we have often used this word qala, which means what? He said this is qaf. If this qaf was replaced by this kaf, this is kaf, then it becomes like eating. So here that kaf is only used. So it is eat. How many have to eat? Both. So everywhere you will write it like both eat, both stand, both go, like that, because it is dual form. Minha, from it. It refers to heaven. Ragadan is pleasure. Haisu is wherever. Shitum, inshallah, mashallah, the same sha means wish. Here also you find tuma. So meme, actually it should be tum. So tum plus alif. So it is dual gender. So both you wish. Melum naam kuriya பொழுது. O Adam alayhi salam. Vasipiraga. Actually speaking, Vasipiraga is just staying. I say sukun is much more than, but staying happily without any question. For example, if we enter into home, we have lot of things to think over. Groceries, children, medical. But here, you will go into that home, you will have nothing to think over. Nothing to be worried about. That is called a sukun se rataso. So Vasipiraga. Who? நீ ஜவுஜுக்க உனது துணை, நீயும் உன்னுடைய துணையும். இங்க ஜன்னாத் இஸ் சொர்க்கத்தில். மேலும் வாய்ஸ் மேலும் குலா இருவரும். இங்க எல்லாமே என்ன வந்திருக்கு? ஒரு அலிஃப் சேர்த்து வந்திருக்கு. ஏன்னா ரெண்டு பேர் தான் இருக்கிறாங்க. குலா இருவரும் உண்பீராக. மின்ஹா அதிலிருந்து, அந்த சொர்க்கத்திலிருந்து. ரகதன் மகிழ்ச்சியாக, இல்லாட்டி தாராளமாக. வேறவர் ஹைசு எங்க வேணாலும், எங்கிருந்து வேணுமானாலும் ருசிக்கலாம். இருவரும் நாடிய இடத்தில். But it comes with a condition. Wala and not. Takraba is approach or go near. Comes from the word, Urdu word we have the word called as Qareeb. Main Qareeb aahu, aga. We say it in the phone. The same way, Qareeb means coming near. Here you have to understand the word that Allah is using. He is not telling not to eat from this tree. அப்படி சொல்லல. அது பக்கமே போகாதீங்க. சாப்பிடுறது வந்து ரெண்டாவது point. That comes much later. First you have to go near to it, and then you have to see the fruit, and then you have to eat. All that comes next. When it comes to the sin, Allah generally uses these kind of phrases. Not you go near, not even make an attempt. Just a single credit card, not necessary. Just a single phone call with a non-mahram woman, not necessary. The first thing itself should be stop. That is what is Allah is meaning. Not you go approach, not you go near, you both. So not you both approach or not you both go near. இருவரும் நெருங்க கூட வேணாம். சாப்பிட்றதெல்லாம் ரெண்டாவது பாயிண்ட். நெருங்கவே வேணாம். எங்க நெருங்க வேணாம்? ஹாதி திஸ் சஜரதா இஸ் ட்ரீ, இந்த மரத்தின் பக்கம். சரி, நெருங்கிட்டா என்ன ஆயிரும்? ஃபதகுனா, பிறகு நீங்கள் ஆகிவிடுவீர்கள். மினல் ஸாலிமீன், அநியாயக்காரர்களா, mean wrongdoers. Even if you go near, you will become what? Not even for the zina. If Allah mentions in the Quran, He used this word, wala taqrabu zina. Not you approach zina. Zina comes much later. The very first phone call itself have to be stopped. Very first conversation have to be stopped. So that is how this is also being mentioned. If you do so, then you will land up as a wrongdoer. அநியாயக்காரர்களாக, பாவிகளாக நீங்கள் ஆகிவிடுவீர்கள். மேலும் நாம் கூறினோம், ஓ ஆதம் அலைஹிஸ்ஸலாம் வசிப்பீராக நீ மற்றும் உனது துணை சொர்க்கத்தில், இருவரும் புசிப்பீராக அல்லது உண்பீராக, அதிலிருந்து தாராளமாக எந்த இடத்தில் வேண்டாலும் இருவரும் நாடிய இடத்தில். பிறகு இருவரும் நெருங்காதீர்கள். you have to add this இருவரும் every time. இந்த மரத்தின் பக்கம், பிறகு நீங்கள் ஆகிவிடுவீர்கள் அநியாயக்காரர்களாக. This is 35th verse. But what happened? Only one condition. This Jannat, we know it is so vast, it is unimaginable, the measurement, the space that is available. But what is prevented is just only one. In the matter of commerce, in the business, anything you can do, but only one is prohibited. That is what? Interest. The same way, analogy here, entire garden is free, but just one tree you should not approach. But what happened? فَزَلَّهُمَا, then made both of them, find alif there, huma, made both of them slip. Shaitan is shaitan. From it, let it about it. Fakhraja, then. So then brought out both of them. All you have to have both linked. Mimma, we have spoken before, from what? Kana is they both were in it. So here you find a difference between what biblical saying says about this incident. In generally, when this incident is spoken in biblical language, people say that Shaitan has approached Hawa alayhi salam. Then Hawa alayhi salam convinced Adam alayhi salam and putting the blame everything on Hawa alayhi salam. But Quran makes it very clear, it is not Hawa alayhi salam who has tempted Adam alayhi salam to do it. Both were tempted same time. It is not the blame game is on the females. Just on the contrary to what biblical things does. Quran makes it very clear. Both of them were tempted by Shaitan. And then after this incident, Allah's order comes up and says, and we said, hey, we refers to Allah. We said, ihbitu, get down. Just like in a classroom, teachers yells if you do something bad. Here also Allah yells and say that, get down. Bazukum. Baz is a comprehensive term. Some of you, li is to some, aduwa, enemy. It's a phrase that Allah very often used in the Quran. Walakum. Then where these people should go now? Now they were asked to move out of this heaven. For them, their temporary setup is being made. That is what is Allah is mentioning. And for you, the earth, referring to the earth where you and I are living in, mustaqarram. In Allah's point of view, what is this earth is all about? It's just a resting place. You travel a lot, you stay in a coffee shop for a while just to have a sip of coffee or tea. That's what this mustaqarrun is all about. Just a resting place. Mataun, even in this resting place, you will have what? Mataun, enjoyment. Mataun ilahin is a phrase. Enjoyment for a while. Surpa காலத்திற்கு. பிறகு இருவரையும் சருக வைத்தான் ஷைத்தான். அவற்றிலிருந்து, அந்த கட்டளையிலிருந்து. பிறகு இருவரையும் வெளியேற்றினான். Then we will see மிம்மா from what, எந்த இடத்தில் இருந்தார்களோ அதிலிருந்து. பிறகு மேலும் நாம் கூறினோம், இறங்குவீராக, உங்களில் சிலர் சிலருக்கு எதிரிகளாக, உங்களுக்கு பூமியில் வாழும் ஒரு தங்குமிடம், ஜஸ்ட் a resting place, மேலும் வசிக்கும் இடம், இன்பம் ஒரு காலம் வரை, நெருங்காதீர்கள். 37 Fatalakka. Then after Adam alayhi salam come to this world, what happened? Fatalakka, then he received Petrar, Adam alayhi salam, from his Lord, Kalima. We say, nightla thungumo solrom liya Kalima, which means word. Fataba is a comprehensive term. Taba means it's like you go on a highway and then you find you have missed the path. Then what you will do? You will do a turn, U-turn, to come so that you will go to the right path. This turning is called as Taba, which means turning. There are two Taba mentions in the Quran. One is when Allah does the turning, or when slaves turn the turning. The same word when we use, if slaves were doing it, for example, if man is doing the turning, then we will say it like turn in repentance. When பாவ மன்னிப்பு தேடி திரும்பினான். If Allah is turning towards us, then we will say he turns in mercy. When கருணையின் பக்கம் திரும்பினான். So you have to use this contextually. Here who is turning? Adam alayhi salam is turning. So he turned and he then received Adam alayhi salam from his Lord word. Then he turned in repentance. பிறகு அவர் பாவ மன்னிப்பை நோக்கி திரும்பினார். அலைஹி upon him, அவரை. Verily, innahu huwa. You see, though two he's are coming, so verily he only. This he refers to Allah. Does this come from the root word tawbah? Tawabur, that's what the tawbah is coming. When Allah does, then this tawbah is referring to Allah, because verily he is referring to Allah. So this is verily he is the acceptor of repentance is one translation that is given, or you can write it like verily he turns in mercy. Both the way is right. Translators have used both the forms throughout the Quran, and Rahim we know it is most merciful. Then received Adam alayhi salam from his Lord words. Then He turned in repentance upon it. Verily he only is the acceptor of repentance, the most merciful. பிறகு பெற்றார் ஆதம் அலைஹிஸ்ஸலாம் அவருடைய இறைவனிடமிருந்து ஒரு சில வார்த்தைகளை. பிறகு திரும்பினார் பாவ மன்னிப்பின் பக்கம் அவரை. நிச்சயமாக அவன் மிக மன்னிப்பவன், பெரும் கருணையாளன். குல்னா, we said, there are some people who translate this as he turned in mercy upon him. This upon him, there are some translators who referred this him as Adam alayhi salam or Allah himself.